So as we get started today, this video is divided into chapters. If you want to skip at any point, just look at the sliding bar underneath the plating window and you can see the chapters to skip ahead. Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd House, my friends over at yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today we're going to do a design by our own Jeannie. It's a Starshine Christmas Tree Skirt. Christmas tree skirts are actually kind of hard to design, so it's one of those things I try to avoid, to be honest with you, but Jeannie thought she'd take on the challenge and look what she came up with. So it's using 4 Ogos. This one is called Christmas, and when you look at it you can see the colors that are here. So this is randomly done, so what's gonna happen is that you're gonna start your Ogo and continue to crochet and crochet, crochet, and when it runs out you switch the Ogo to the next one and etc. So there's no formal color play. So as it lands in the project is as it comes out of the Ogo. So if you'd like to strategize your colors you can do that if you wish, but today we're just gonna let it flow. For myself, I decided to look at this one here, the Red Heart Roll With It Melange, and this particular color that I'm gonna be doing today is called Gossip. How appropriate for me. So I'm going to still be using the same hook, a 6mm size J, and I'll be using this as we demonstrate Jeannie's pattern. Let's talk about her pattern in more detail because there's actually something that's similar but also different. So as I mentioned, designing a tree skirt is actually a bit of detail because you gotta keep it laying flat, and so that's the secret. So we're gonna work our way all the way and we're gonna go from rows number 1 all the way through to 19. Now rows number 16 to 19 is the repeat. So even though Jeannie has it written again, people email us all the time, what's the stitch counts for all of the rounds in between until the border. So what Jeannie does is that I call it a long form. She just decides to type it out, the instructions again, to give the stitch counts. So once you get to row number 19 you're just gonna repeat rows number 16 through 19 over and over, and the other information that you find here is the difference of the sizing, just in case that you have to question yourself. But the fact is that the border can be applied at the end of a 19th row. So if this is 16, 17, 18, 19, it's 4 rows. That's just repeating again. So this is 16, 17, 18, and 19. So a border can be applied here and it's repeating again, and the border could be applied here and then of course here. So if you would like to make this tree skirt bigger, you just have to keep repeating rows number 16 through 19 as many times as you want, and the border will fit the 19th row every time. So let's begin. 6mm size J crochet hook and let's play. Let's begin with the first row. So we're going to just chain 26 and you'll put that onto the hook and chain 26. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Meet me back here when you have 26 in just a moment. So put pause now. Okay, so let's get moving on this thing. So chain 26 is now done. So we're going to go second chain from the hook, so just count it back. So 1 and 2, turn it to the back hump of the chain, it'll look nicer, and I want you to single crochet on the back hump of the chain all the way back across your chain, and this will complete then row number 1. So please do that and meet me back here. There's a total count of 25 stitches just in case you're interested in that, but that's also written on the pattern so you can double check. And let's move on to row number 2 in a moment after this row is done. Now that row 1 is done, turn our work and let's begin row number 2. Let's begin row number 2. You're going to chain 5, and Jeannie has a note for us that whenever it's chain 5 it counts as a double crochet and a chain 2, and she wouldn't state that unless it's important. So let's make sure we remember that. So chain 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And in the same stitch that you're coming out of, she wants us to put in 2 double crochet. So 1 and 2. And then here's the repeat pattern. So we're gonna do 1 double crochet in the next stitch, and then we're gonna skip the next stitch and then double crochet in the next. And now we're going to do our first point. So what we have here, and by the way this is the point here that we started with. So in the next stitch we want to place in 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. Okay, so now we have the repeat. So we go back to the asterisk and it says 1 double crochet into the next stitch. We skip the next stitch and 1 double crochet in the next stitch after that. and then we're back to doing a corner. So the very next stitch here is a 2 double crochet, chain 2 and 2 double crochet. Do you understand why she's having us skip a stitch? I just clued in on why she's asking us to do that. It's pretty smart. This will be the indentation in the future. So these will be the point and this is the indentation down. So I'll show you a repeat one more time. So you're gonna just double crochet in the next, skip the next stitch, double crochet in the one after that, and then the next one is the point. So 2 double crochet, chain 2 and 2 double crochet. So please repeat this all the way to the other side and I'll meet you at the very last few stitches just to verify that you've got it done right, and I'll be back in just a moment. So put me on pause now and complete the rest of this row. So I'm coming up very close to the end of the row. So this is the point. There will be a point right at the end. So what we want to do then is that we want to after this point here we're gonna double crochet, skip 1, double crochet into the next, and that leaves you the very last stitch. So the last point is different. That's why it was chain 5 on the other side now that I'm cluing in. So you start off with putting 2 double crochet in first, and then chain 2 and then a double crochet into there, and that will conclude row number 2. So this is kind of a harder row in order for us to get started, but now that you can see that, it'll get much easier from this point. Let's begin the next row. Let's start off row number 3. So into this chain 2 space you were going to apply the following: 1 single crochet, chain 2, and then 2 single crochet. So that keeps that point moving in the right direction. Now we're going to do 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches. So 1 and 2, and then you're going to skip the next 2, which are the ones that are leaning into each other. So if you crochet into those you're going to lose that indentation, so you want to skip that. So skip those 2 and start on the third one away and single crochet the next 2, and that takes you to the point. And then all the points from this point forward then are 2 single crochet, chain 2 and 2 single crochet, and then you're gonna keep on moving. So let's just review one more side. So single crochet the first 2, and you really don't gotta be too obsessive about it because you just gotta know you gotta skip these 2 middle ones or you're gonna lose it, like lose the gap. So then you skip those 2, start the third one away, single crochet the ones that are left, and then you do your point. 2 single crochet, chain 2, 2 single crochet. Please do this all the way across and I'll meet you at the end of the row to show you how to finish it. So coming up to the end of number 3, then you're just working your way across. The very last space here will be 2 single crochet, chain 2 and 1 single crochet only, and then that finishes there, row number 3. Turn your work and let's do number 4. So let's begin row number 4. You need to slip stitch to the chain 2 first, and there's something so important here that I just screwed up myself, so I want to show you. This first single crochet is right here. So when you start filling this in, it's gonna appear that it's here, but then you're going to be off by 1 stitch. So don't forget that your first single crochet is here and you may need to move stitches out of the way. To begin, chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. That's your double crochet and a chain 2. That's your double crochet and a chain 2. Then put 2 more double crochet into the same spot. See, the first single crochet is kind of buried, so just kind of shift it out of the way, and this is typical with stars and why people go wrong. They miss this first one. So you want to double crochet in that one, which is your first one of 3, and then you'll double crochet the next and then the next, and that leaves you right in the middle of doing the next. So what you have to do is that the next 2 is gonna be a 2 together double crochet. So wrap and pull through, and you want to collect these, and then you just get 3 on there and you pull through. and this will leave you 3 on this side. So if there was 3 going down and then that, there's 3 going up the other side. And then in the points in the middle of this whole thing, so in these points we're already what you know, so it's 2 double crochet, chain 2 and 2 double crochet. So let's just review one more side. So you're gonna go down, see how this one is kind of hidden, so you just gotta move it out of the way a little bit so that you can access that one. So you're gonna go into this one, so you have 1 and 2 and 3, and then the next 2 are together. So I just want to verify 1, 2, 3. So the next 2 are together. Always double check it's crochet so you can easily pull it if you have to. And then you got 3 going up the other side. And then you'll do your point again of 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. Please do this across and I'll meet you on the other side where I'll show you how to finish. When you get to the other side on number 4, you're just coming up the other side and it's just that last space you have to think about differently. So it's just got to go in that space. You'll put in 2 double crochet first, chain 2 and 1 double crochet to finish. And that was row number 4. So turn your work. Pretty cool, right? So let's begin number 5. So let's begin number 5. You're going to, in the chain 2 space, you'll do 1 single crochet, chain 2 and then 2 single crochet. So now you're going to single crochet the next 5 in a row. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Can I show you something? The next one is the one you're skipping and it's the one with the 2 in the same. That's the 2 together. So automatically skip that one and do the next 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and so then a regular point is then 2 single crochet, chain 2 and 2 single crochet. So to recap, you'll do 5 going down, you'll skip the 2 together in the middle and then do 5 going up, and then you'll handle your corner exactly the same. I'll see you at the end of the row in just a moment. So I'm coming up to the end of number 5. Stitch counts are working out pretty awesome, and in the last space there you'll apply 2 single crochet first, chain 2 and only 1 single crochet to complete number 5. Turn your work and let's begin number 6. Row number 6. We're now going to throw some texture in. So to begin, we're going to slip stitch in the first chain 2 space and then begin what we already know, so chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's your double crochet and chain 2. You're going to put 2 more double crochet into that same spot. And now with the texture we're going to do the cross stitch, X stitch as well. So it's cross stitch or X stitch, whatever you want to call it. So you want to skip the first one and go to the second for a double crochet, and then you want to come to the one that you just skipped. It's easier to come in from behind, so just shift the work in front and go and capture that stitch in behind. Once you get used to the motion it becomes pretty easy, and so you're gonna cross stitch. And Jeannie is telling us that there's 3 cross stitches before we get to the middle here. So skip in the next empty one, go to the second over, and then get the one that you just skipped. Okay, so skip the next one, go to the next one after that, and then come into the one. Then she's telling us the next 2 stitches are 2 together double crochet. So use those 2 and put them together as one. Now she's telling us that there's going to be the cross stitch. So you can count it, or you can just let the stitches just do its own tune. It should work out. So skipping one, double crochet in the next, and then coming into the one you skipped, and you're gonna do that all the way until you get to the space. If you find you're a stitch count off, fake it or make it, and there's always ways to get around things if you have to. So I wouldn't necessarily frog anything. If you find an error, just kind of fake it or make it. The regular point then from this point forward until the end of the row is going to be 2 double crochet and then chain 2 and 2 double crochet. So then you'll start immediately and start cross stitching down, and then you'll do 3 of those in a row. Then you'll put the middle 2 together and then 3 going back up and then points, and I'll see you at the end of the row in just a moment. This is row number 6. So I'm coming up all the way on the end of number 6, and I'm just doing what I know, and it's the very last space that's different from the rest, right? So it's going to be 2 double crochet, chain 2 and only 1 double crochet to complete number 6. And now we're gonna turn, and this is looking pretty cool. So let's begin number 7. As we start number 7, you're gonna see commonality in the way that Ginny's written the pattern, and it does change a little bit in the future, but we'll cover that as we get to it. So in order to start number 7, we're going to, in the first space, we're gonna apply then 1 single crochet, chain 2 and then 2 single crochet. Now this time with the single crochet she says to do the first 8. So let's do that and I'll show you something. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. And I knew it. I just knew it. See this 2 together? That's the one you're skipping. So if you can identify that, you don't really have to excessively count, and just start going, skip that one and go up the next one, which will be a total of 8 this time. But I'm not gonna worry about counting it because I'm pretty sure that the numbers are right, like on my sample. But if you want to count, you can. But if you don't want to, you can probably get away with it too. So in a regular point on this one is 2 single crochet, chain 2 and 2 single crochet. So again, you can do the next 8, or you can just keep on going. Make sure you skip the 2 together and then do the next 8 going up, and then the next point a 2 single crochet, chain 2, 2 single crochet. I'll see you at the end of the row number 7. Coming up to the end of row number 7, just exactly what we already know, and then just make sure the space in the end is 2 single crochet, chain 2 and 1 single crochet, and then that's it. Turn your work and let's begin row number 8. Let's begin row number 8. Let's slip stitch into the first chain 2, and then that's where we start that chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then put 2 more double crochet in there. So let's talk about strategy. So we just have to double crochet ourselves, and we're looking for the middle one of there. So see the one that we skipped right there? These 2 are going to be the one that we put the 2 together on. Watch. I'm sure of it. Jeannie is a great designer and she knows how to make it easy for us. So we're going to double crochet in the next 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 and 9. And my guess is as follows. The next 2 right there, that's the one we skipped right there. So these 2 are going to be the ones that are the 2 together for double crochet, and if you can identify that, you won't have to count as excessively. So put those together, and then there should be 9 going back up the other side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. See, I wouldn't have counted that if you weren't watching me. So in the chain 2 space, then going forward, it's what you already know. It's 2 double crochet and chain 2 and 2 double crochet, and then just go down the side again, and then put the middle 2 together again, and then going up and etc. And I'll see you at the end of row number 8 in just a moment. So I'm coming up to the end of row number 8, and the last space it's already what you know. It's 2 double crochet, chain 2, and a double crochet. Let's turn our work and begin row number 9. Let's begin number 9. So right in the chain space is where you're gonna play first. So you'll start off with a single crochet, chain 2, and single crochet. Again, if you can identify which one is the 2 together, it's right there, that's the one you're going to skip. So starting with the first one, you're just gonna do the next 11. So if you don't want to count it, you don't have to if you can identify it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And do you see that took you to that stitch, and that's the one you want to skip. So if you don't want to count it and you can identify it, great. So skip on over it and do the next 11 going up. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. I would not have counted that if you weren't watching me. So I would count, I would trust in myself. So the point is already what you know. It's 2 single crochet, chain 2, 2 single crochet. Please do this all the way across. This is row number 9. So I'm coming up to the end of number 9. So the very last space is 2 single crochet, chain 2, and only 1 single crochet, and that completes number 9. Let's turn our work and begin number 10. So let's begin row number 10. You're going to notice is that there's a commonality now. There's a cross stitch, single, double, single, and the next one has to be a cross stitch. But it's not until rows number 16, 17, 18, and 19 that it becomes solidified as the same count every time going forward. So it's going to change in the future, but for now it's number 10. So I've already slip stitched into the chain 2, and I'm gonna chain a total of 5, and then put 2 more double crochets into that chain 2 space. Okay, we're gonna cross stitch again. So there's going to be a total of 6 going down. The 2 middle will begin 2 together, and then 6 going up. So what I would do is just quietly to yourself, just start and then kind of look at it as what's in common with each other. So just do the first cross stitch and then keep on moving. And let's just meet back up when we have 6 done. So just look at it and count, and there should be 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then the next are 2 together, so it's gonna be a single or a double crochet 2 together, and then that's your middle point, and then there will be a cross stitch going back up. So skipping the first one, and you'll have 6 going up the other side. So let's do that. So this should take you right up to the last space. So I have not counted yet, but I've run out of stitches, so that should be the 6th, and you can verify that by pulling it apart. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At the point, it's what you already know, 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, and then please do this all the way across, and I'll meet you at the end of this row, number 10. So I'm coming up to the end of number 10, and just the last one here is 2 double crochet, chain 2, and 1 double crochet. That's it. So let's turn our work and do number 11. So with the keeping of the commonality, what do you think is next? If you look below, it was single crochet. So in this one here, we're going to just in the chain 2 space, you'll do 1 single crochet, chain 2, and 2 single crochet. And again, you can start with your single crochets, and you're looking for the one that's 2 together right there. Okay, and that's the one you're going to skip. So it says that you're going to be able to do 14 in a row. So let's just check. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14, and the next one should be the 2 together, and it is. So I'm gonna skip that and then go up the other side, which will be 14, and then in the next chain 2 space with the points, it's 2 single crochet, chain 2, 2 single crochets, and this is row number 11, and just do this all the way across, and I'll be back in a moment. So I'm coming to the end of number 11, so the last space is 2 singles and then chain 2 and then 1 single. Let's turn our work and let's begin number 12. So number 12 we're going to slip stitch into the chain 2 space, and then you'll chain your 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is a double crochet, so there are 2 double crochets, so it's a double crochet row, and then starting in the very first one. So you have the total of 15 in a row, but again if you can identify, see this one was the one skipped, so these 2 are the ones that you will be putting 2 together right above it. So we'll just verify the first one. So it says that it's gonna be 15 before we get there, so we can count it if you wish. So 1, 2, 3, 14 and 15. So now that the 15 is done, I should be able to look below, and there it is. So you see this one? So the one on both sides of that is the 2 together. So then you'll do that one, put it together, and then you'll do the next 15 going up, which I believe that it's gonna be fine. And then in the next point 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, and you'll do this all the way across for row number 12. So coming up to the end of number 12, and in the chain 2 space you want to apply 2 double crochet, chain 2 and 1 double crochet. Let's turn our work and begin row number 13. Row number 13 is back to the single crochet, what we already know. So just start with the chain 2 space and put in a single crochet, chain 2, 2 single crochet. So it states that there's 17 stitches, but again if you can identify the one that is the together, that's the one you're going to skip. So we've done this several times before, so just do 1 single crochet in each of the stitches, skip over that middle single crochet 2 together, and double crochet 2 together at the middle of that, and then just continue to single crochet back up to the next point, and the points will be 2 single crochet, chain 2, 2 single crochet. Please do this all the way across, and I'll meet you on the other side. This is row 13. I'm coming up to the end, and in the last space it's gonna be 2 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet. Let's turn our work and begin row number 14. So row number 14 we're going to slip stitch to the chain 2 space, and you'll do your chaining of 5 and then 2 double crochet in. And this row, can you guess what it is? Look at it. So you had a cross stitch, single, double, single. This has to be a cross stitch. You begin to do your cross stitch. Jeannie has us doing 9, and once you get your 9 done, then you'll do the 2 together, double crochet at the base of where it meets, and then you'll do your 9 going back up, and then your corners what you already know it to be. So 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. I've already explained this before, so I think I'm good to go. So just continue to cross stitch and just get your 2 together in the middle of it, and then cross stitch up the other side, and then do your point and do that across. This is row number 14. So as I come all the way across on row 14, the last chain 2 space is 2 double crochet, chain 2, 1 double crochet. So let's turn our work and begin row number 15. So row 15, here we go. It is a single crochet row, so you're just going to, in the chain 2 space, single crochet, chain 2 and 2 single crochet. Now we've done this before several times now. So you're just gonna single crochet. You were going to skip over the stitch that is the 2 together here, and then single crochet back up to the other side. In the chain 2 space it'll be 2 single crochet, chain 2, 2 single crochet. So please do that all the way across, and we've done it before, and this is going to start the repeating of the pattern starting in row 16 after we get this done. So let's continue, and I'll be back in just a moment. So I'm now coming up to the end of number 15. There will be 2 single crochets, chain 2, and then 1 single crochet. So now the pattern is going to change. Let's turn our work, let's go back to the pattern, and let's talk. So let's talk repeating. So what I need to show you here is that the starting is slightly different than what we're used to. So what we have here is at row 16 we're going to chain 5 and only put 1 double crochet into the same spot. Then in the corners, those are the points, it'll be 1 double crochet, chain 2, 1 double crochet. And then when we go to finish, it'll be 1 double crochet in the chain 2 space, chain 2, and then 1 double crochet. So the corners are going to change. Then in 17th row it's the same thing. It's just 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet into the corners when we go to start, and then you're going to have that in the point 2, 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet. Now rows number 18 remains unchanged the way that we've been always starting, and also the corners points are 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, and the same with 19. So whenever we're going to repeat this pattern now, you're going to do 16, 17, 18, and 19. We technically have to repeat it 3 more times after we do it once to get to the size that Jeannie has. If you are wanting to substitute and making it bigger or smaller, make sure that you end on a 19th row. So when you're going to look at it, Jeannie has provided you the long version of this, so you can go on to 20, 21, 22, 23, which would be the same as 16, 17, 18, and 19, but she's given you what the counts are just in case that you get lost. And let's begin 16th row. Let's begin row 16. So we are still keeping in sequence, so double, single, cross, single, so it must be a double. The only difference in row number 16 is that it's slightly different than what we've been doing. So we're just gonna slip stitch to the chain 2 space and chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then only double crochet once in that space whenever you hit number 16. Now you're going to continue to go along, and you are going to just do 1 double crochet in each of the stitches, but what you have to pay attention to is that the middle one here, we're going to skip this for the middle 2. So you can count it if you would like to, and so that was just 1, and so let's begin to do that. So it says 21, so this is 2, 3, 4, and 21. So now you're going to skip the 2 that are right here. Okay, and so skip 2 and then jump over and do the other 21 on the other side. So 1, 2, 19, 20, and the last one would be 21. So I just counted it just for fun, and that takes me right to the space, so I know Jeannie's counts are right. And then in the corners it's different, so it's only 1 double crochet, chain 2, and then 1 double crochet only, and then again going down 21, skipping 2, going back up 21, and then do your corners again. 1 double crochet, chain 2, 1 double crochet. Please do this all the way across. This is row 16. I'm gonna show you a little tip before we move on. So this is row 16 still. I'm still doing it. So I was able to figure out how to determine the 2 that I need to skip without it obsessively counting. So if you're looking here, there was a skip stitch, and the skip stitch here, do you see that? These 2 are the ones that get skipped. So it's 1 on both sides of that. So if you can tell that, then you won't need to obsessively count. Okay, so that's something that I learned by the time I got pretty much all the way across. So that's something that you could use, because when you have to repeat this row, it's good to know that in the future, so you don't have to count too hard. So continue along, and I'll see you at the end of 16 in a second. So I'm now officially at the end of 16. So in the chain 2 space, it's only 1 double crochet, chain 2, 1 double crochet. Let's turn our work and do number 17. So starting row number 17, and you'll start right in the space there, and you'll do 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet only. Now you're just gonna single crochet all the way across, and you're going to skip, so you can count them, but I don't think you need to. See these ones here? Those are kind of leaning into each other. Those are the 2 that you're going to skip when you go to do that. Okay, so just single crochet across, skip those 2, and then on the points it's 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet, and this will be row 17. And I'll be back in just a moment at the end of the row. So I'm coming up all the way on the end of number 17, and I'm just in the space, just single crochet, chain 2, and single crochet. Let's turn our work and begin number 18, and let's do that next. Let's begin row number 18. You're going to slip stitch into the first chain 2 space, and you're going to just chain 5 and then 2 double crochet into the same stitch. So we did this before. So there's a slight difference in this one here. We're going to do the X stitch. There's gonna be a total of 10 of them, and you'll be able to get the count of that in the future when you go to repeat. It's in the pattern itself. Just go on the more information link for it. what we need to do is that the middle two are going to become two together. The one before is one double crochet by itself, and the one after is one double crochet by itself, and remember that. So as you start, you're just going to cross stitch, and there's a total of 10 of those. So let's just do the first 10, and I'll be right back in a moment, and we'll talk about the dipping area, and then we'll continue on with our journey. So just get 10 cross stitches done, and I'll be back in a second. So I have 10 cross stitches done. I technically stopped without actually counting it, so I just counted it now just to verify, because I saw that I was in the middle. So there's the two middle right there, and there's the one right before it. So the one right before the middle is one double crochet by itself, and then the next are two together for double crochet. Put those two together, and then the one right after it is one double crochet by itself. Then you start cross stitching again, and there's gonna be another 10 to take you all the way to the point. The points are being already what you know, 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. So please do this all the way across for the 18th row, and I'll be back in a moment. So I'm now coming all the way across. This is row number 18, and in the very last one here we want to do 2 double crochet, chain 2, and 1 double crochet. So we have row number 19, which will be the end of the repeat. Turn your work and let's begin that one. Let's begin number 19. You're in the chain 2 space here. You're going to single crochet, chain 2, and 2 single crochet. Now you're going to single crochet all the way, and if you can identify the one that is got the two together, you don't need to count. Just skip that one. Okay, so you have a total there, and it says 20 stitches. So if you're repeating the pattern and you're not sure, you can download the pattern or see it, and Jeannie's got it all laid out for you. And so you're just gonna single crochet. You'll skip over the middle one, single crochet back to the top, and in the corners of this one it's 2 single crochet, chain 2, 2 single crochet. I'm gonna rely on you to do that, and then I'll be back in a moment, and I'm gonna cover the border in just a bit. So I'm coming into the last space here, and it is row 19, so there's 2 single crochets first, chain 2, and 2 single crochets. So let's turn our work and let's talk about the repeats. So you can stop at any point on row 19 and let's talk. So now you can continue to go again, and so 20, 21, 22, and 23 is the same as 16, 17, 18, and 19. There's a difference of the stitch counts to help you. Then 24, 25, 26, 27 is again 16 to 19. Again the counts are there, and then once more. So any time a 19th row is done, so it could either be 23, 27, and obviously 31, the border can be applied. So let's begin to show you what the border is. So I'm gonna leave the repeat in your hand, but at this time just continue to repeat. You can scroll back in the tutorial if you would like to, but just refer to this document there in case you need different stitch counts. So let's begin the border next. So let's review on doing the border. So the border can be done after the 19th row, the 23rd, 27th, 31, and if you're doing a continuous multiple after the next and the next in that sequence. So what you can do instead of excessively counting, it's gotta, if you do all the way to 31, you're gonna have a total of 16 times that you have to do the single crochet that will cross over each other. Here's the thing, you don't need to count if you can look for the stitches. Do you see this 2 together? Follow it straight up, and those 2 are the ones that you're going to skip. So when you are doing the crisscross, you're gonna end up with 1 stitch by itself with 1 single crochet. You're going to skip over the next 2 and then do 1 crochet by itself, a single crochet, and then start doing that crisscross once again. So no matter what size that you end up with, if you look at it from this perspective, you don't really need to count too much. So let's go and let's start this row. To start this row, we're going to create the slip stitch in the space, and let's begin. Chain 2 will count as a half double crochet. In this case it doesn't state that, but I know that it does, and you're going to double crochet into that same space. You're then going to create a picot. So you're just gonna chain 3 and then go into those right there. Do you see it? I'll hold for a second. So you just slide right into those 2 and then pull through and through, and that's a picot. Now to finish this space you're going to double crochet and then a half double crochet, and that brings it back in balance. And when we get to the next point I'll show you how to do it so that it's a full point. Now you're just gonna go in and you're gonna start crisscrossing to right where I said that you should stop. And you're going to skip the first one, and I'm gonna give you two options. Skip the first one and single crochet into the next, and then if you want to crisscross you can just manipulate your hook and come to the one that you skipped from behind. And this is kind of cumbersome, but Jeannie's done something like this in the past where she went right up over top of it. So watch. So you can go either way, and I would do it the way that I'm about to show you because it's faster. So you're gonna just skip the first one, go to the second, and then go into the one you skipped. Just go right into it and single crochet, and that traps that first one right underneath, and you'll have a nubbly little bump. So you can skip the next one, single crochet the next, and then go into the one that you skipped. And you can see instead of a lot of fuss you can do that. So you're going to just crochet this until you get close to that middle section there. I'll meet you there in just a few moments for now. Okay, so I'm continuing to come to the edge here or to the middle section. So I'm gonna single crochet the next one all by itself. I'm going to skip over the two that are right there. I'm gonna come to the other side of that, the third one away, single crochet, and then I'm going to begin with crisscrossing again. So I skip the next stitch and go over, and I'll do that all the way top and to the next peak. If for example your count is wrong, fake it or make it at this point. It's your ending. So and really you'll be able to get away with a lot of things if you really want to. So just do that and I'll see you at the first peak in a moment. So I'm here at the peak, and what I need to do then is that I need to start with a half double crochet. I'm then going to do 2 double crochets first. So 1 and 2, and then I'm gonna do a picot. So 1, 2, 3, and slip on in, and then another double crochet. So in the peaks there's technically 3 double crochet, and when you apply the picot to the second one it puts it right in the center. So then the next one is going to be a half double crochet, and then you start crisscrossing once again. So whatever way you decided to go and do it, it's up to you, and then just continue in the same manner going all the way across on your final border, and I'll be back in a moment. When you get all the way across in the border, the very final space is going to be 1 half double crochet, and then 1 double crochet, and then apply the picot. So 1, 2, 3, and then in, and then double crochet, and then half double crochet, and that's the end of the line. So let's review on how to weave in your ends. So just trim your yarn long enough so that you can get it through a tapestry needle. Any loose ends that you will have, you will want to do the same. So simply just put your tapestry needle in with the yarn on top of that. So let's just get that in, and you just want to weave it in. Chances are this is gonna sit on the floor if it's a Christmas tree skirt. And just come on in and take your time weaving it in, because it'll be something that people will look at when they're looking at your tree if you decide to have one or observe Christmas. So there you go. So just going back and forth a total of 3 times, and do that with any loose ends that you have, including the starting, and this would be how you would do Jeannie's Christmas tree skirt. So let's back out and take a look. So here's my version here, and I just went up to 19 and then I did my border, so you could use this for a small Christmas tree if you would like to, and then I continually build them out as Jeannie's suggesting. So pretty neat idea, and this is on behalf of Jeannie. This is the Starshine Christmas Tree Skirt. Have a good one and enjoy. Bye bye.